All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are working with solving systems of equations using substitution. So we're going to walk through the 6 problems that you were assigned to work on. So when we look at number 1, you know what y equals. We already have y isolated. We know that y is 5x plus 1. So we're going to take this and we're going to substitute it right into that equation. So let's work this out. So we have 4x plus, I'm not going to write y, I'm going to put in 5x plus 1 equals 10. Now, working on solving it. Combining like terms, 4x plus 5x is 9x plus 1 equals 10. Minus 1, that leaves us with 9x equals 9, divide by 9, divide by 9, x equals 1. Okay, so when we're talking about our solution of our points, right now we have part of it. X is 1, but now we need our y. So now that we have this x, we know what x equals. Now we're going to take it and we're going to put it into our other equation in for x. So let's take it. Y equals 5. I'm not going to write x. I'm going to put that 1 in there. Okay, so 5 times x plus 1. And then solve it. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 equals 6. So x is 1 and y is 6. Okay? Now, so that I have room to work, I'm going to go ahead and clear it to be able to look at number 2. So, number 2, we have y isolated already. Y is all by itself when we look right here. I know that y equals 4x plus 5. So I'm going to take that and we're going to substitute it in for this y. So let's go ahead and solve it. Let's do 2x plus. I'm not going to write down y. I'm going to put in the 4x plus 5 equals 17. Combining like terms, get 6x plus 5x, or 5 equals 17. Minus 5, that gives me 6x equals 12. Divide by 6, that gives us x equals 2. So, first part right here, we know x is 2. Okay? Now, we're going to take that x, and we're going to take it and put it into the equation that we have not used yet, and put it in for the x. Okay? So, let's look at that equation. Y equals 4x plus 5. Oh, messed up right here. I don't want to write down x. So, instead of the x, I want to put in what x equals. X equals 2. Then we go through and solve. Y equals 4 times 2 is 8 plus 5. 8 plus 5 is 13. So it's 213 is our answer. Now I'm going to clear so we can go down to number 4. So looking at number 4, okay? Well, number 4 gets a little bit trickier because we do not have an x or y isolated by itself. So let's pick the easiest one. Well, when I look at this second equation, x and y both have a coefficient of 1. So I can isolate either one. So I think this is going to be the equation that I start with and get it reorganized though. So let's move things. I'm going to move this x. I'm going to say minus x. So that leaves me with y equals negative 4 minus x. Okay, so now I know y equals negative 4 minus x. So I'm going to take it, and I'm going to put it into this equation instead of y. So I'm going to rewrite it, 2x plus 2. Not going to put y, I'm going to put in negative 4 minus x equals 6. Now, solving it, need to distribute. 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. 2 times negative x is negative 2x. So we have 2x minus 8 minus 2x equals 6. Well, when I combine like terms, I have a 2x and I have a negative 2x. They are opposites, so they are going to equal 0. And that's going to leave me with negative 8 equals 6. Well, negative 8 does not equal 6, so it is a false statement. The variables canceled. I'm left with a false statement. So for number 4, the answer is no solution. Okay. If you rewrote your equations, this equation, you would rewrite it and reorganize it, and you would end up with y equals negative x minus 4. If you reorganize this into slope-intercept form, you would end up with y equals negative x plus 3. Okay? They have the same slope, but they have different y-intercepts, so they will never cross. No solution. Okay, let's go ahead and look at number 8. So when we look at number 8, okay, I don't have an x or a y isolated, so I need to do it. Well, if I look at this first equation, that's a good place to start because y has just a 1 as a coefficient. So I'm going to go minus 5x, and so that's going to leave me with y equals 16 minus 5x. Now y is isolated. So I'm going to take this y and I'm going to substitute it here in this equation. So rewriting with my substitution. 5x minus 3, not going to write y. Instead of y, I'm going to put in 16 minus 5x equals negative 8. So, working it out, we got to distribute. Negative 3 times 16, that gives me negative 48. Negative 3 times negative 5x gives me a positive 15x. Bring down everything else. Okay, now combining like terms, 5x and 15x, that gives me 20x minus 48 equals negative 8, plus 48 plus 48. That leaves me with 20x equals 40. Divide by 20, divide by 20. That leaves me with x equals 2. Okay, so part way done. X is 2. Okay, but I'm not done yet because I don't have my y. So we're going to take this x and then going to plug it in to our first equation. So 5. Oh, I'm about to mess up because I don't want to write down x. So 5 instead of x, I'm going to put 2. So 5 times 2 plus y equals 16. So that leaves me with 10 plus y equals 16 minus 10 minus 10, y equals 6. So the second piece to our answer is 6. So our answer is 2, 6. Now, I'm going to clear to be able to look at the next one. So, number 9. So when we look at number 9, we do not have an x or a y isolated. So, but when I look at it, this second one is easy. I'm going to reorganize it. I'm going to go minus x. That leaves me with y equals -1 minus x. So now I know this -1 minus x, I can take it and substitute it in for y. So I'm going to go 3x plus 5. Not going to write down y though. I'm going to put in -1 minus x equals 3. So distributing 5 times -1 is -5. 5 times -x is -5x. So 3x minus 5x equals 3. Combining like terms, 3x and 5x combine to give 8x. Minus 5 equals 3. Plus 5, That's going to leave me with 8x equals 8. Divide by 8. On both sides, x equals 1. So, on number 9, partway there, we know x is 1. Now, I'm going to take that 1 and going to go into our other equation. So, I'm going to take this x. I'm going to end up putting it right back in this other equation. So, instead of x, I'm going to put, instead of x, I'm going to put 1. Okay? And then writing down the rest, plus y equals -1. Okay? Minus 1. That leaves me with y equals -2. So, -2 is our second half. So, our complete answer is 1, -2. Alright, let's go ahead. One more problem, number 10. Okay, so number 10, we changed our A. We're calling A x, we're calling B y. Just so that we're being consistent with our variables. So, looking at our equations, we want to find the one that we think will be the easiest to be able to reorganize. Okay? In this case, I'm going to go ahead and reorganize the bottom one. Okay? So, I'm going to go plus 6x plus 6x. That's going to leave me with 2y equals -6 plus 6x. Divide by 2. I'm going to divide by 2 on the other side. So y equals -3 plus 3x. So I know that I can take this right here, and then I can plug it in for my y right up here. So let's do that. 6x plus 3. Not doing my y. Instead of y, I'm going to put in -3 plus 3x equals 21. Okay? Now, working it out. So, I need to distribute. 3 times -3 is -9. 3 times 3x is 9x. Bring everything else down. Okay, so 6x and 9x can combine. That leaves me with 15x minus 9 equals 21. Plus 9 to both sides. That leaves me with 15x equals 30. Divide by 15. Divide by 15. That's going to leave me x equals 2. So, partway there. Okay, then taking that 2. You're going to take that 2 and you are going to plug it in for the x. Okay? So you're going to rewrite that equation. Okay? -6 instead of x though, you're going to put in 2. Okay? And then plus 2y equals -6. So you're going to go ahead and solve that, and that will get you your y equals, and that will finish up your problem.